the night of DC, so after the race, me and you, we just sat, me and Dan, the cameraman, we sat. I think we stayed up until like 3 in the morning just looking at videos. Me passing the finish line just with sheer happiness. I'm just a buzz. Like, I think we were up for like 2 days because of that, time we got the flight home. But the 2 of us were just buzzing and it was only 2 of us there. It was amazing, like the feeling, like just knowing that I've got my spot for the Worlds and I don't need to worry about like if somebody's beat my time, if somebody's kicking me out. Like when there's a race that weekend there, or Cologne, I don't need to worry about like securing a spot there. So it's good to be in this position. I would have loved to get the spot earlier, but I just wasn't good enough at that time. So, and then after DC, I literally got off the flight, and then Manny, he picked me up, and we went straight to Glasgow High Rocks. Stayed there from 8 in the morning until like 7:30 at night, without any sleep, keep in mind. So I'm seeing people built for athletes, they want to get videos as well. So I'm like a zombie trying to answer stuff. Just like an absolute zombie. You should have seen my face. When I got in that night, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, holy shit, you look like shit. But to go and like see everybody in Glasgow, or everybody that I seen, because obviously it was on the Saturday and we missed the Saturday, to see everybody on the Sunday, it was fucking just unreal. Like the feeling of me just hitting like a podium in an American Championship, it was just unreal to then go back to Glasgow and kind of carry that vibe over to everybody that trains at Elation. Coming off of DC, coming back into my own training, I kind of took the first week, like I only trained twice, mainly because like I think the lack of sleep, I didn't want to overdo it, with a lack of sleep, 2 days no sleeping, so I basically just took that week as like a full-on recovery week. I think I only had one hard session that week, and it was like a 10k kind of VO2 max training session. And then it was only really last week that I started to come into it, trying to put the feelers out to see if I can hold paces on certain runs, which I was denied. I couldn't hold the paces. So it's only took, last week, 2 weeks ago. So last week is where it started to kind of creep up and I felt as if like I started to find my feet again. And then this week, again, I'm up in paces, so I'm starting to feel better. I done my 10k threshold workout this morning before this strength session, and I think I was sitting like it was a 34, 50, 10k, and that's like going fast, then recovery, going fast, then recovery. So I was quite happy with that, considering my starting point before Washington was like 35, 30. So I'm roughly running about a minute quicker, and I've got 11 weeks this time, and I don't only have 5 weeks. So I've got a lot of time to focus on getting better. I don't need to rush anything. Like I said before, it's good to like have other people to compete against, but you also want to focus on like staying in your own lane and focus on the paces that you know you can hit, and then build from there. Because too many people, including myself before in the past, I've been caught up in actually like looking at somebody's times on Instagram going, that's what I should be hitting. I should be hitting the paces, and I'm trying to go into that too fast. But my legs, they're not ready, they're not capable like of hitting the paces. So I kind of just need to like draw back a bit and then just build on what I'm capable of actually hitting. So the sessions since I've come back from DC, as I said before, like they're just kind of starting to build up. But now I feel as if I've got a good focus on each individual session. Whereas before, like I was maybe pushing too hard on every single session. So now I've came to like a point in my training career where I'm like, some sessions need to be proper hard, some sessions just need to be like kind of medium, and then there's some sessions that either need to be like low intensity or just completely take a day off. Has a carryover, transfers over rather than just always using the slides. You've only got certain range of motion by using the slides. So I like to kind of break things down. So see, I'm working for wall balls as well, break it into 3 different exercises. Push press, goblet squats and thrusters, just to complete the movement. I'd say it is. Personally, I'd say it is. I don't want to give everybody too many tips. But also 200 shoulder press. I'm on your mic. 200 shoulder press every 3rd day, just with a 20 kilo bar. That's how you get them. That's the real secret.
The news every day I am. Radio won't even play my jam, cause I am whatever you say I am.
How long rest? 60 to 90. That was hardcore. My legs are blowing up now. I'm trying to just go right into that. 4. I'm trying to just move fast. It's lighter than pro weight. I'm strong enough to move it. I need to get better at actually moving fast. Oh wow. Doing a bit less weight because I'm strong enough to move the sleds. I'm trying to maintain the same power output for every kind of stride for the duration of the sled push. So what usually happens with people is they'll start off fast and then they'll die, that's kind of what happens to most people. But I'm trying to teach my body to maintain the same power until I finish the entire sled. I won't be moving this fast, but if I train faster, and I'll still train with heavy sleds as well, if I train faster, lighter sleds, it's going to get me used to the repetition. Then using the heavy sleds, obviously getting me used to moving the weight that's going to be heavy. That feels light, but it's hard. 170 kilos, hard. But I'm finishing 40 metres probably within, is that taking less than a minute? Maybe? What's that? 40 seconds. 40 seconds for 40 metres, 170 kilos. Oh.
I'ma need a day off, I think I call Ferris up. Mueller had a Mueller, but I switched it for a Miele, cause I'm richer. And prior to this shit was moving freebase. Had a conference with the DJs, yeah. Puerto Rico 3 days.
Oh, you fucker. Alright. Ah! Oh, fuck you. Oh, you. Oh. You're killing me. Probably. They probably are. That's why it's in the back of my head. I need to focus, think about what they're doing, but stay in my own lane. Stick to the paces that I know I'm capable of sticking with and then pushing them. If I see somebody running faster than me, don't jump to their paces, just stay in my own lane and then slowly, kind of gradually build it up towards the world. That's the focus, and I've only got better by focusing on myself like that, and that's what I'm trying to teach everybody that I coach. Just don't worry about anybody else's paces. When we go to the track, don't worry, focus on your own paces and you'll get better.
Don't you see what I am? See what I'm doing? This is my life, don't you see what I've ruined? Drown my gifts, drop my faith, forgot my dream. I've lost my way and there's nobody to blame, nobody to call to. Eyes doing fine, why the fuck did I involve you? Ready as I am, I would never get the chance to show you what I dreamt, cause you never understand. I'm a cowboy by night, writer by the day. If I could find a saloon, I could find my way. Earn my living with my outlaw winnings. I could spend it all with me, but I just can't stay. Now everything's gone, everything's lost. Promise it to God, I paid my cost. Never would've thought that she'd ever let us go, but she missed it in my heart, I can feel it in my soul.
Don't worry about anybody else, focus on this. I know that I'm happy with the sessions that I'm hitting. Like, I like to get the gym sessions in here. So like today, the session was strength focus. This morning I was in doing like a treadmill workout, and then at the weekends I kind of have a good mix where we'll go and we'll do a hill, or else we'll move onto the track and we'll do like some speed work on the track as well. Because I think having that mix within your training is quite good, because you're not always kind of focused on one kind of stimulus. You're always kind of getting that mix. So when I'm out in the hills, it's different. I'm maybe not running as fast, but the hills are taking care of my heart rate, so they're spiking my heart rate up and they're taking care of that kind of sort of stimulus, rather than coming in here and grafting my arse off really to get my heart rate to like a 180, whereas I could be like a 5-minute pace, maybe a 5.5-minute pace, but I'm like at the peak of a hill, and that's forcing like my heart rate up higher, even though I'm not working as hard as I would be in here to get my heart rate up that high. So I'm at a good point where I'm fitter. I'm not at peak fitness, but I'm fitter than where I was before I started the last box. So it's a good point, especially when I have 11 weeks. But mentally, like, I've no sat back. Like I just know, like, you don't want to go to the Worlds and get embarrassed. Like last time we were at the Worlds, Hunter was lapping the full field. Like, it can happen, it might happen again, but you don't want it to happen. So I think for me, my mindset is like, fuck that, that's not happening. Just, I'm always in here and I'm thinking about what he's doing and I'm thinking about the other guys. Like, it's healthy for me, like I like it. Like, I like to compare myself, but I'll still stay in my lane. So I think like just having them in your head gives me the focus to go, oh, you need to train hard, you need to push yourself here to your limits. So sometimes when I'm in here by myself, usually I'll train with Hannah, but like we kind of do our own sort of thing. But if I'm in here and I'm in my training session, I like to like just think about how they're training, how hard they're pushing themselves, and then that makes me go, makes me just get right into the training, because I need to push it. Like, you can see how passionate I am about this. Like, I've just fell in love like with Hyrox, so it's just one of these sports that's took over my life. So I'm just putting everything into it. I'll probably get maybe another 10 years in this sport, in the singles, in the elite division. So I'm just going to push it as far as I can, and hopefully one day I'll be the best.